question. What's the process of transferring an enchantment from one magic item to another? Like, say I had a Hitman of Intellect, and I wanted to transfer that bonus to, say, a Crown of Command.
Well, here's the thing. You can. It's just going to be. It'd take a long time because what you're doing is basically the equivalent of putting it. Okay, how to put this into technical terms?
Combining
Putting
enchantments.
a computer. No, combining enchantments is basically the equivalent of looking at two computer towers that are different and making them work as a single computer tower.
It's possible.
But damn, is it a
It's
pain in the ass?
just, yeah. I'm just using that as an example because basically, basically what you have is the physical object itself with
Actual
the
enchantment.
physical object himself, which is itself made for that those specific enchantments, and the other one the other physical object is made for those other specific enchantments. The entire process would require them to, while making sure that unless they are this specific type of craftsman, it requires them to basically add on to what is already physically there, right, in terms of like runes and engravings or metal treatments on said object, and making sure it doesn't damage or in any way physically change the physical anchor of that magic item.
Yeah, but
It can be challenging, and in some cases very doable, but it can be very dangerous in that it could end up permanently destroying the object you're trying to move it to.
Okay.
It could. So it's doable, but very risky. In the case of like magic weapons, it kind of depends on the craftsman's own design for it. But that's going into technical stuff and into specifics. So we're just going to move there and actually begin. So last we left the party, you were escorted by the Avroni Union's Holy Guardsmen Inquisition into the Union's into a ship. Sorry, where you were held in quarantine and kept under watch in case of any demonic influences sort of spread it into your mind. Most of you survived, except for one, Lucid, who, according to the Inquisitors, had attempted to, due to the influence on his mind, attempted to summon a demon. Before that can be done, they managed to, well, and after losing an Inquisitor, they dislodged that room from the ship, basically tossing it out into the middle of the ocean, and sending in several aquatic-based inquisitors and soldiers to eliminate the threat. This moment of loss was certainly harrowing for some, a bit more disturbing for others, though some of you have your own sort of curiosity as to the intentions of this thing, because the person who gave the order, who is usually very emotional about these sort of things, was not particularly emotional that day. Understandable, because it's a loss of life and all that, and maybe she's desensitized, but even then, it's still a bit odd. Nevertheless, the rest of your compatriots were given were free and clear of any sort of demonic activity. Nolan was bullied a bit, and according to some of the and Benor gave the Inquisitors a hard time as she was not cooperative with the Inquisitors, but she wasn't uncooperative. She wasn't willing to remove her armor, but she was willing to allow them to check on their other all right. So she was willing to have them check her weapons and magical equipment that were not her armor. And Abdul, he just did everything they did, and they didn't give him much of a hassle. That being said, you guys spent some downtime doing some research, coping with everything that had just happened, as well as performing few experiments here and there. And with that, let's see here. After arriving on let's see here. Let me double check here. The exact continent on the physical map. After arriving in Coit, and making your way to different shops, speaking to each other, as well as being introduced to a new ally in the form of Noralai Blackhammer, a cleric of Jack Frost, and a brewer of sorts. The adventure continues. All right, for sake of expediency, you've all taken your long rest in the hotel, in the inn that has been suggested to you by the Inquisition. In regards
Actually,
to
for the
inn,
I think conspiracy, I'd like to open up with a thing.
Yeah, sure.
Hold on, I need to see where I left my text note for this.
Right. While he's looking for notes, I'm gonna see if I can find enchanter. See if I can find someone that can magically plus my light armor.
All right. Investigate. All right, investigation.
Investigation. Hopefully I know how to find a good one.
Hey, we both have
Hey.
the same. We both have the same goal there. So maybe I can join it and I can get an advantage.
Yeah.
If you'd like to,
yeah.
that's fine.
Yeah, I might need that advantage.
17.
So I would argue that because living with a craftsman
Yeah,
for so long, I recognize.
Yeah, you've you know your brother. You know your brothers. They've given you hints as to if you walk into a store and the first thing you see is shoddy equipment or overly shined and overly polished weapons. Craftsman is either with a simple weapon. The craftsman is either overcompensating or there's more to it. I'd say yeah. But for this one time. Alright, so yeah, you managed to find one. For the sake of expediency, it is a transmutationist who is willing to let's see, just a simple +1?
Yeah, just a simple as one because I think that's all I can currently afford.
Oh yeah, Roll20 isn't loading so great for me. I'm gonna have to rely on somebody else for rolls.
It's alright, I can do it. Let's see.
I'm gonna have to figure out Roll20 setup so that way, hopefully I can function with Discord open and Roll20 open at the same time.
Yeah. this is the exact price they have for, because you're providing the armor already. This is the exact price they're setting for it. Because you're not just paying for, because you're paying for each individual plate to apply the enchantment, as well as the chainmail and gambeson.
That at that point, that'd be better off fucking paying for a +2 for paying that much. Jesus.
Oh no,
I mean-
+2 is way more expensive.
That's a lot for an uncommon.
But it's also plate armor itself.
Yeah, but
I think you could investigate the seller. See if that might be them just trying to get away with extra profit or something. Who knows?
I mean, definitely an insight check if you want.
Yeah.
Because that's
As
way
if
too
you want
fucking
to,
much.
yeah, if you want to ask him like, why is it this expensive? He could walk you through it.
It's like
I guess since we're doing things.
Okay. Flint, let me speak, please.
Sorry. I'll let you finish.
Yeah. Okay. So, with the fact that her father is a craftsman and seeing him work for so many freaking years, he would know for a fact that would be way too expensive and would be inciting him to the fact of like, why is he trying to upsell me? Why is he trying to upsell me by this much?
So all right, with a modified 20. Let's see here. What the heck is going? Whatever. So yeah, with a modified 20, he's being very sincere with you. The only thing it's basically, if it were say like half, if you were to say like leather armor or anything like that, or like half plate, you could understand it would be cheaper, but there's a reason why half plate, why full plate is so expensive.
Yeah, on
being
its
1,500 gold pieces.
No, on its own, I can understand it, but like having it magically.
Normally, basically, he goes into depth of it because it's not just a simple +1 enchantment that he's giving. It also kind of goes in the way of decreasing the price later on for any further complex enchantments. One moment.
No, at that point, I might as well buy a rare item or a cloak of protection, which I think I already have.
That's an interesting reason to have it be more expensive.
Yeah, but no, to me that doesn't make sense because like.
No.
Like
the normal price for a +1 enchantment for full plate that is not for Civ armor already provided is 15,000 gold pieces.
15,000? That can't be right. Whoever listed that price is.
Auntie, you do know that a suit of plate mail, plate armor, is 1,500.
Yeah, on its own.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, but still, like having it +1 shouldn't jack it up by by essentially 10 times the cost. That's at the point I might as well buy a rare item.
You're not just paying for a simple +1 armor. You're also paying for it so that way it's already compatible with most any other sort of enchantment in the future. Because +1 enchantments are generally very simple.
If you're willing to pay extra for like enchantment insurance, you can probably get more later on.
I'm better off sending my armor to freaking home and being like, "Hey, parents, you think you could do me one solid?"
Or with the chest of holding you have, the party that your group has been given, send it to the other group to see if they can modify it and upgrade it.
Are we
Yeah,
are we allowed
you do
to?
still have that.
Yeah, but that'll be essentially me waiting a whole entire session and then being adamant about waiting a whole entire session for this finally to be able to progress.
I mean, to be honest, when are we going to do another combat when we just got out of one? I believe you could wait a session or two if you really wanted to be frugal about your spending.
Yeah, but
keep in mind,
like it's one of those things like that kind of fucking price is ridiculous Fucking period.
It is.
That is.
It is if it were for like any other set of armor.
Andy.
If you're, this is for this. Let's see here. Unless I'm missing out because
Yeah, I'm thinking
I
whoever
wrote it
set
down
the price.
here.
Honestly, I'm
Okay.
fine with it kind of being more expensive in this setting than it
one at a
is
time.
in other
One at a
settings.
time.
I may take
Alex, you were
down the
saying?
sales a bit.
Wait. I
There
do-
he is.
Yeah,
That
I would offer to help pay for it.
I mean, that is in gold pieces.
Yeah, that's ludicrous.
And this is the standard actually, I just checked again. My thing. The standard price for any +1 enchantment is the base price of the armor times 50.
What?
Yeah, he's only charging you. Let's see here. By the base armor price by 10.
That's that doesn't make whoever did that multiplication doesn't make sense because that's way beyond the cost of like uncommon.
Yeah, you gotta remember
+1 is not an uncommon. It is
plus,
a rare.
No, +1's uncommon.
Item.
+2.
Yeah, you'd be right. Feel free to check.
What he's looking for plate mail, right?
Yeah, just feel free to check.
Holy fucking shit, he's right. How the fuck is armor a rare tier?
+1 armor, +1 weapons, that's completely different.
It's like the inverse of the Pathfinder thing. Magical weapons are extremely more common than magical armor.
You know, I'm just going to reference a song that has been sung a many times. I did not start this fire.
Yeah, but still, that's...
That does
significantly cheaper.
That's still a lot.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make so much money selling magical armor, it would be ridiculous. Actually, no. Okay, Alex, make magical armor, start selling it, get money.
He's proficient in expertise and with magical weapons. He could.
This is how much he's willing. This is how much it usually goes for in any other store or any other vendor.
Okay, no.
He's giving you a drastically lower price.
At that point, that'd be rare. That'd be very rare instead of rare at that price.
No,
I just checked. It would.
Card that would go.
For +1?
Yeah, for +1, that goes beyond into very rare instead of being. Like,
if it were like any other set of armor, yes, but this is full plate, 18 armor class, flat.
Alright, even if I was to include the price of like the armor of itself, that's still way beyond, like, that's still in the range of like a very rare tier of like price.
I thought +1 for plate mail is 2100.
How much
in vanilla.
How much would it cost to upgrade a ring of protection from +1 to +2?
Not possible for a single ring of protection.
What do you mean for a
Because it's
single ring of
already
protection?
so much loaded into a single physical object.
You'd have to get another ring of protection and have it preloaded with a +2, or does it go up to +3?
No. Rings of protection only go up to +1.
Yeah, same with cloak protection.
No, cloak of protection is a +2.
No,
it's a +1.
Yeah, it's a +1, man. That's.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, at that point.
Dame
Anyway, do you want me
dame.
to help you pay it?
Okay, so here's the thing. It's just like it might be just cheaper to get a cloak of protection because I know that's uncommon and that'd be way fucking cheaper.
The thing is, thing is with that is it's a plus. It is a
Cool.
attunement.
You can
item.
roll
Oh.
up.
You gain with Cloak of
It's also
Protection, you
plus
gain
1 to your armor class and your saving throws.
Yeah, that's better. That's really nice.
Yeah, and I'd save a shit ton of money that I'm
Cool,
being
cool.
extra dated out of because of fucking.
Yeah. I mean, alternatively, you could just get a +2 shield
I already
and
have
get much higher armor
I
class.
already have a +2 shield. I would have to upgrade to a +3.
Dang. Gosh, heck it.
Yeah.
Get the cloak. Cloaks look cool.
Get the Cloak of Protection for now.
Yeah, and then
That way.
Yeah, and then I'll save up for the ridiculously priced of fucking +1 armor, or just like I said, commission
I thought.
Yeah.
junior.
I thought we were arguing over a breastplate, not actual.
no.
No, it makes sense to enchant a plate mail, seeing as it's custom made for the person. The amount of effort that requires is gambeson, chainmail, the plate itself.
And also the reinforcing underneath and all that. But yeah, that aside, a cloak of protection will only run you down 150 gold pieces.
Alright, so 150 gold pieces. I just realized there's stuff in my inventory that I really don't need. I want to also get rid of my mace, chainmail that I started with, and my normal shield that I started with that I just don't need. So
Alright.
I'll sell that off and help knock off the price because I gotta get that
Alright.
stuff out of my inventory anyways.
It
Does
just
anybody
asks-
else have anything they'd like to do during this kind of long rest period? Because mine's probably going to be a bit longer and more dramatic.
Yeah.
So,
I will say this. Let's see. One moment. I'm sorry. I just need to pull up the exact pricing for a shield and chainmail.
Shield, chainmail, and a normal mace.
And a normal mace. Yeah. Give me one moment. So let me just add this all together. And a mace. Why is wrong one? Okay, wrong page. My bad. Oh, what the? That'll knock it off by 65 gold pieces.
65 gold pieces altogether. All right.
Yeah. That'll just give me a moment. I need to pull up the thing. Base price is alright. So you'll only be paying 85 gold pieces. So yeah. Sorry, Flurry, you're asking about something?
Oh, I was asking about ways to upgrade my own mace without having to worry about any more attunement slots because, like, I'm already maxed out on attunement slots and there's nothing I can really sacrifice without.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only reason
frankly
why I was
completely
able to
wrecking the
do
character.
Cloak of Protection is because I only have one attunement slot used right now, which is a good thing. So I still have one last one that I can use.
Yeah. And in terms of armor class increases, actually, hold on. Did I forget about something? Because I think maybe you could purchase either a scroll or potion of Shield of Faith.
I've already got the spell known.
Oh, fair enough. Let's see.
Um,
And you also have Shield, if I recall.
yeah.
Yeah, just confirming. So, in terms of armor class, you're basically a goddess. I mean, there's others that have that can reach much higher armor class.
Right now I'm at a armor class that's 23, which really good.
I'm just looking for options that yeah, like I
Taking
can reach a really high armor class, but that would require that shield only lasts for a round. Um, I was wondering more about. Hmm. Oh, by the way, I found the item. I found the item that was causing my the random addition to my saving throws.
Hmm.
It wasn't
What was
random.
going on?
It wasn't random. I just forgot that I had a ring of protection.
Oh, talent.
Ah, yes, the Ring of Protection, elusive and easy to forget. Wait, what was I talking about?
Exactly.
Yeah. The like I'm wondering if I can upgrade the bonus on any of my current armor or equipment. Like I know that the full plate would be really expensive, but what about on the shield or on I guess it would just be the shield, wouldn't it?
All right, that depends. What do you have any enchantments on your shield?
Yeah, it's a spellguard shield.
All right, let's see here. First, you'll have to roll an investigation to see, or ask one of your party members if they know an enchanter who does this sort of thing.
Uh, did, did I last time I had my equipment maintained? Did I do that through someone in town, or did I do it through the guy in the other game?
Getting your armor maintained, it was one of. Let's see here. Let me see. It was before you went into the ball, yes?
Yeah. Oh, it was before I went on
It
the ship.
was. Yeah, it was like ship services. So.
No, it was like back in the other town.
Oh, the other town.
Are
Yeah,
you
that
talking?
was with someone else. It was with.
Right.
Uh,
Okay.
hmm.
Yeah, it was
Might have
with.
been.
Was it right? No, it wasn't Ratchet. It was. Let's see here. Yeah, I'll say this. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, I'll say I can't actually remember right now, and I have not
It,
Fair
written
enough.
it down here.
it might. I think it
Gosh
was
darn it.
Ratchet. Because I think she wrote a letter to Ratchet, with the item.
If I was actually PM the message, I don't remember. I might have to check my.
I think it was like
Oh,
strictly in game. It sounds like something that happened.
yeah. Then again, I
Uh,
also vaguely remember encountering a dwarf who was really fascinated by the armor. So
yeah. Oh, and you do have
Just
that.
like notice Vera is asking around for a person who enchants stuff a bit.
You could ask. You could ask your allies if they know a place.
that too. I mean,
I,
that'd be the
you know,
easiest start.
I'm gonna just say it now. Flint knows people. Flint knows 2 people. Actually, no wait. Flint knows 3. Ratchet in universe being one of them. The other 2 being the blacksmith he trained under for a little while, and
Yeah, in the
his wife.
Serenian Empire. Yeah. All right.
I remember,
So,
however, they were supposed to be visiting here for something. So they were gonna be here, I think.
excuse me. Ooh, that was a bit odd. Well, so would you like to ask one of your allies if they know a place?
Yep.
All right. Would any of you like to disclose the location?
I don't think Hajime knows anyone enchanting, not in this town.
Yeah.
I mean, I could use my noble contacts
Yeah, what?
if I still have any after the ship.
They're alive.
Clint knows the couple that are that are kind of flying here. I think there's something here. I'm sure I'm not crazy about this. I remember there being something. They were traveling for a medical appointment or something.
They're traveling physicians. Yeah. Yeah. Davai Ashtikar, a medical practitioner who actually lives here in the Avroni Union. He is currently residing in a hotel, a bit out of the way, but you can probably if you want, you can contact him.
And thus he lets her know.
All right. All right, so that's for medical physician. So you're contacting them. You'll have to wait for them to respond. But in regards to an armorer or enchanter, does anyone? I'd say that at this point, you would have all returned after doing your errands.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I did want to say how much would a hand axe, a normal one, sell for? Because I almost forgot to get rid of that. Because not magically plus
Right,
weapons.
hand axe.
Yeah.
Well, it's still a really useful item. I'll just say this: hand axe has always been good for survival situations.
Mm-hmm.
Getting to yeet axe at somebody, but all right, I understand. 5 gold pieces.
All right. Yeah, I'll take that 5 gold because any little bit counting, I'm not going to be.
Oh yeah, I have a stupid idea for an interaction. How much does a vestige sell for?
It's not. You're gonna have to find a very private vendor.
Yeah.
A very,
Sounds like a
very,
lot of money
very
think
private
so.
vendor.
Uh,
And here's the thing: you're not just bringing it to any guy. You're gonna have to find someone who actually specializes in actually selling these sort of things and containing them to make sure they don't
Yes,
move
the
around.
black market.
No, there is a black market for it. That's not the only thing I'm talking about.
Yeah. So
mm,
you're talking a lot.
I know it's not the only thing, but it's the thing that comes to my brain that we've tapped into recently.
You're looking for a specialist of very niche sort of market. So that would be an investigation check with a very high DC. Yes, Mask?
I was for contact. I want to contact Taylor Bjarm, who, while he is a tailor, he also specializes in enchantments.
All right.
Yeah. So.
You can send a letter out. The Inquisition can put this under their own thing as apologies for the loss of an ally and also for defeating a demon lord's avatar. So they can easily take care of that.
Okay.
We're gonna have to wait for a response.
Of course.
And though will Norlai be sharing the the address of the blacksmith, or not the blacksmith, the enchanter.
Yeah, that she found. Yeah,
That
she would share, but she would just add on this like feels like they're still overcharging, like it would just run along the lines like, but I think they overcharge. Something along those lines, but anyways.
So Flutter would Vera like to go check up on them to see if they are willing?
Yeah.
All right. It's a it's a small enchantment shop. They primarily deal in magic items and private magic items of religious significance and the such, but they also make most of their money applying enchantments and the such. So let's see here. Run by a transmutation wizard, and a shield of it was your shield, yes?
Yeah.
With what was the enchantment again? I'm sorry, I have a terrible
Spellguard
short-term
shield.
memory. Spellguard? Or sorry, what was
Yeah.
it? Spellguard. Okay. Let's see here. So what sort of enchantment are you looking to apply?
I'm looking for the cost of a +1 on it.
All right. Simple +1. Easy enough. Your weapon. It is a. Actually, what is the rarity of your item?
Very rare.
All right. So because you're providing the physical shield. Let's see here. And it has already been has some base enchantment on it that also decreases it, though because it is also enchanted, it does also increase it. You're looking at let's see here, only a 170 gold piece is for a +1 enchantment.
Oh, how much for a +2?
+2. Let's see here. +2 is, let's see here if I'm applying the same thing, but 1,400 1,470 gold pieces for a +2 enchantment.
So 147 platinum?
Yes.
That is a steal, I'll take it.
Yeah. They're they're surprisingly cheap when it comes to their enchantments.
Just for gits and shiggles, what would be the price for a +3 enchantment?
Ridiculous. Like,
Probably.
yeah, +3 enchantment would be very rare, so it'd probably be up there for just a shield, because I think it's very rare for shield, whereas
Yeah,
armor
Shield-
counts as legendary.
That's why I said just for gits and shiggles.
Does have a point.
7,970 gold pieces, so 797 platinum.
Nah, I'll go for the +2.
All right. Easily done. They'll have it done for you by tomorrow. By tomorrow night. Due to them having a relatively thick backlog. Though this will require you to leap.
Well,
So
I
just
know
mark it that you
spell
don't have it in your inventory.
Yeah. I know the spell locate object, so if something happens to it, I can find it.
Yeah. This is according to the enchanter, it is a relatively low risk enchantment. Though if something happens, they will let you know and they're willing to reimburse you for it. Basically give your money back as well as giving you a base +2 in place of the shield.
Okay. Well, for fear the biggest draw is the sentimental value.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, also the fact that it grants advantage on all spell saving throws, but there can be others of that. So.
Yeah. In the meantime, is that all before the day ends?
Nope, I plan on being the last thing because mine is a bit of a longer, more dramatic artifact.
So, who are you communicating with? Sorry, what are you doing? My bad.
I'm also going to resummon my resummon Ryuk since I probably unsummoned him like well into the like shortly into the cruise. Well,
Yes.
certainly like
Yeah.
yeah.
You just put them in the pocket dimension. I understand.
Since Flint wants to go last, I think I'm up next. Uh,
Mhm.
I need to, since I changed my subclass, I need to get some actual armor. I mean, currently with my shield and everything, I have an 18 armor, but
18 armor class from. Because I don't think you
I
removed the unarmored defense thing.
I did. I have a +3 shield and a +1 uh because of a magic item. And I have a 3 to dexterity. I am currently using a shield, a +3 shield,
All right.
and I have a +1 armor class to from a magical item.
So you're. What sort of armor are you exactly looking for?
I want some studded leather. It'll give me a +2 to armor class.
I will
Um,
have to inform you that that studded leather, because of the metal applied, will not allow you to cast spells.
that's not what you said literally last week.
So, oh wait. All right. Oh yeah. Sorry. It has to be made. Okay. Yeah. Never mind. All right. So I had to look
Mm,
at my notes again.
yeah,
Fuck.
okay. Uh,
I would say because it's separated because it's separated by a thick layer of leather. Yeah, it would not impose that. Would not cause you to not be able to cast spells. Okay, my bad.
so there's that, and I want to flex my expertise in leatherworkers stuff. So I'm going to specifically
Make
work
your
on
own
it
studded leathers.
make my own leather, but get it studded.
All right. Do you have any skin or hide from an animal?
Uh, Here's the interesting thing. I kind of want to let the natural hunt take place, and I want to go and find some quality leather because of a feat. I kind of planned for this event. I kind of planned ahead. Let me ping the feat.
Let's see. Ah, yes, I remember you did this like a while ago before we started recording on the road.
Hmm.
All right. I need you to make. So you want to do hunting?
I want to find some quality leather.
All right. The Inquisition, the inquisitorial agents who are, basically assigned to like stand guard near the inn that you're currently located in, they do recommend against that, as at that point, since you're out of the city limits, you're not under their jurisdiction. You are then under the Huntsmen, who don't really care about your party. So if you're willing to take the risk, that's fine. They
Uh,
just they just want to make
yeah.
sure you live. That's all.
Hmm. Can even without armor, I have an 18, or actual armor of the 18, and I have 106 health. I think I'll be all right.
All right. Well, you'll have to do that tomorrow as it is getting late, unless you want to do a night hunt.
Ooh, a night hunt would be interesting. I'm not against doing a night hunt.
All right. Do you
When
have dark
when
vision?
I do believe I hold on, let me check.
Yeah, I'm checking. Yeah, you have dark vision.
I thought so. Uh, I was fairly certain I got it naturally without my change in the Groveborn.
Yeah. So I'll need you to make several checks for me. I need you to make a survival check with disadvantage due to your, well, due to your unfamiliarity with this region. This
Since
is
I'm
very, very foreign.
I'm in the hunt, would I gain normal because of my pack stuff?
Pact?
Uh Let me try to grab it. My the Groveborn stuff. Hold on, let me find.
Sorry. In the meantime, sorry, Flutter, you were saying?
Was I saying anything?
Oh yeah, sorry. I thought you had something you felt you needed to do. Wait, do?
I mean,
I
I
think
was
you
the
did.
one
It
that
was
had something I needed to do, but for an RP thing, I'm just waiting last so that way everybody can do their stuff, so that way I don't kind of break the flow of anything, as I know
I
I'm kind of
think
pulling a
Soccer.
large RP move.
Understood. Soccer.
I think I'm
Simple
getting
weapons. No.
Yeah. I think I'm getting confused with something else. I think I got advantage because I was tracking a creature. So never mind. I'll just roll survival with disadvantage then. Because I remember kind of doing something similar to this, where I was hunting that dryad, but I think
Yeah,
I
that was
was.
because of your patron intervening and giving.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll just tell you this. Let's see here. The disadvantage is because you're going from a excuse me, a traditional sort of northern European forest to a Mediterranean forest.
Oh,
So
okay.
that's the reason why.
I
After this, like you won't have disadvantage.
it's a one-time thing because
Yeah.
new region.
Yes. Effectively. Jesus Christ. Okay. So let me just pull up the thing I have for this region.
What can actually be found here? uh,
Just pulling up the wildlife notes that I have here. So there are sheep, goats, not tigers, but mountain lions in certain, actually no, not in this region, but over here ish, near like the mountain ranges. Let's see here. Where did the plane? Sorry, one moment. All right, so you do actually find something. You find this creature. Actually, what the hell? No, that's the wrong creature. Jeez. Eh. Actually, you know what? You know what? Sure, let's roll with this. So, you do go hunting, and you find yourself in like a very swampy. You start smelling a very swampy, very gassy smell in the air. It's absolutely horrific. However, it's not unbearable to the point where you'd have to retreat and where you start vomiting out your entrails. But you do notice that there's some wildlife that is particularly empty here. There are no squirrels, there are no birds, there's very few in form of smaller wildlife, like what I mentioned before. I noticed that the trees and the such are far more unhealthy looking. And as you make your way through in a clear, where the stench is starting to become far more potent, you see this. I'm putting it in Thursday group chat, as I will try to describe it. You see what looks like almost like a boar, except with an elongated neck and far more vicious tusks and teeth. And in place of a tail, and the small tail that hogs usually have is instead replaced with a long, thick-hided tail with what looks like a mass of scales and bone at the end, and it reeks of death.
Let me take a look at this image. Oh, yeah, wow. That looks terrifying.
It looks disgusting. And its smell is coming straight
Can't
from
see
it.
what it looks like.
So
It smells like swamp gas and skunk musk.
that is a terrible combination. So my leather worker tools that I have pinged already.
Yeah.
I can identify the quality and properties of any armor crafted from hide of a creature. This does include the natural armor of a living creature. I learned the AC. I learned the AC of the creature's natural armor and any resistances that it might have.
All right. 14 armor class because of natural armor.
That's one stretched out goal.
No resistances. Though, here's the thing. You could looking at the hide, you can very easily make a full set of hide armor. Though if you wanted to trim it down a bit, you could probably also make some lighter leather armors. The thing is, regarding any additional properties from this creature, you'd have to get it like really cleaned out, but you get a feeling that if you treated it in a specific way, you could probably have it so that way it gives you resistance to poison.
That
and acid.
You got immune resistances.
Okay. So,
However, yeah, that's only if you manage to get rid of that smell. It's going to be difficult. You're going to have to, and it probably end up resulting in you smelling bad in the process. But if you do that, the armor will give you resistance to acid and poison damage.
okay. So,
Gonna save
I
that mantra of acid damage resistance.
yeah, that acid would be nice. If I get enough, I could do something really nice.
It's specifically non-consumed poison. So if you've been poisoned because you were given like a poisonous food, or poison was applied to your food, it would not apply.
Yeah.
So, is it contact and injury?
Contact and injury, or from spells.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So, she will grab her bow because she does have a bow, and it is labeled as an elemental bow, but she's not going to do any type of elemental because that would damage the hide.
Yeah, it would.
Foliage? What are we looking at here?
With your 27, it cannot see you. It's just busy gassing up the place and grinding on some bones on the ground.
Okay.
Grinding down some bones in its mouth. Yeah.
Guys of the Grove. Makes it so I can hide as a bonus action, and when I'm lightly obscured. So I'm going to just hide myself, and gonna make 2 attacks since I took the thirsted weapon is only for my packed weapon, isn't it?
Yes, it only applies to your packed weapon. So if you want to
Okay.
make use of it, you're going to have to make use of your weapon.
Okay.
An acid I'll say any form of non-physical form of damage will damage the quality of the hide. So spells generally not a good suggestion if you want to go hunting and you want to get a trophy.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And I can't just turn off that sort of stuff.
This is why people
No.
with bows and guns do not shoot the head of the critter. I mean, you don't want to damage the trophy on the wall.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They usually
Unless
go
you
for
want
the
to.
heart.
So I'm going to. I don't have that invocation that allows me to turn my weapon into a ranged weapon, and I don't want to damage the hide of the creature.
It's an egg weapon. It's great. I just haven't been using it.
Yeah.
So
Eh. Elemental bow. I'm going to attack it.
all right, make an attack roll.
Natural fucking 20.
Well, shit.
Clean
Roll
kill.
for damage.
Don't worry about the elemental.
You're not. You're just using.
I'm
Base.
just using it as is.
So 9 plus 5. 14. Just so you're not applying any elemental damage on this yet.
Correct. No elemental.
Alright. So I need you to set your token down and roll for initiative.
As it's still alive, oh god.
It's still alive and still kicking.
I knew this.
Here.
I thought that this was going to be a little difficult.
At least you got a surprise attack on it.
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
Well, while I was setting up token, I was gonna say, like, after I was done shopping, I was gonna start prepping to make some beer, because I know that's quicker to make than whiskey.
Yeah, hops are generally faster.
Yeah.
So let's see here.
I checked, and it was like relatively anywhere between 7 to 14 days. Depending.
I'd be like, more.
So that is the name of the creature. I'll say this: if you want to know more, roll a nature check, or actually not nature, Arcana.
Arcana.
It be a magical beast.
Yes, it is a very magical one. Theater of the mind, of course. Theater of the mind. I'd say you're about 60 feet away.
Okay. You said Arcana?
Yes. Adjust the audio for me, by the way, or for yourself, by the way.
Yep.
I'm playing Silver for Monsters because it's very notable for this. So this is a Cato Bull
Pass.
Cato Bull Pass. It is known for being it is a monstrosity type creature that often lives around areas of death and decay. It eats the odd bit of carrion when not munching on vegetation, and in this small little pond region, it helps. Perhaps because of its enjoying carrion, like maggots, worms, the odd raven, the odd crow. Maybe that's what adds to its disgusting scent. But these are also, how do I say this?
Man, Cthulhu Noble has got a big visual downgrade from his Final Fantasy counterpart.
J- Yeah, I recommend Lump Chopper that you adjust the audio as well if it's particularly loud on your end. Or anyone here. So let's see here. So starting off the top of the round, Hajime. Next.
I'm going to continue attacking with my elemental bow.
Alright, roll to hit.
Does a 21 hit? A 21
Yes,
hit
it does.
14. 14 armor class.
Yes, it hits. And the feat only works for creatures with natural armor. So yeah, that hits, 6 damage as you launch another arrow at it. Don't you have extra attack because of your thing?
I'll roll it.
Alright, that also hits. Ooh, 12. Alright.
Am I still hidden? Or does he know where I'm at?
He knows where you are. You've revealed yourself with those shots.
Okay.
Is that all?
If I've revealed myself, I'm going move over here, more so out of the range, hopefully, of this creature. He might have a charge attack. So I'll move and end my turn.
Alright, move where? And what way?
I was here. I was like here and moved 30 feet.
Well, it's more theater of the mind. Okay, you're moving 30 feet away?
Yeah.
Alright, let's see here. What's going on? Ah, come on. Alright. It will move... Oh wait, actually, what is its movement again? Ah, okay. It'll move 30 feet closer to you. Let's see here. Did you roll stealth?
No. That takes an action.
Yeah,
Alright.
because only
Oh, wait.
low level rogues and high
No,
level-
no,
Wait, no, I have stealth as
No,
bonus
you
action.
take when you take you take the hide action to conceal yourself, even when you're doing so, slightly obscured. It does say nothing about the action it takes.
Okay, when I take the hide action, I can obscure. I can hide and lightly obscure foliage when when normally you have to be totally concealed.
All right. And let's see here, because so you are revealed. So it will move 30 feet closer to you. Let's see here. And as it looks at you, you see its eyes. You see, as it opens its maw, you see a black, hazy fog just sort of roll and lull out of it, as it releases a ray of just decay towards you. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. One con save.
Wait,
Just give me a.
60 feet away, even after beating 30, is he still within range of that thing?
He is. She is. Yeah, so con save. So you take 8d8 necrotic damage.
I am resistant and necrotic.
You're resistant to necrotic
Yep.
from
One of my magic items.
just for sake of like experiencing which one?
It is the dragon. The dragon eye rings. I believe that's what it's called.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
It says 30 feet of it, so he's not within range. Because he's six. If he's theater mind, if he's 6 feet away, he's not within range of that.
He moved. He did move 30 feet closer.
But you started 60 feet away,
Yes.
and then he moved another 30 at like the end of your turn, and then he moved 30 feet closer, which means he's still 60 feet away.
Ah, yes, then never mind. Then it'll dash towards you. My bad. Ignore the save. Then it'll just take its action to dash
it's a good thing I
towards you.
brought that up.
I didn't realize
So-
he was 60.
Yeah,
didn't
that's
realize
what
he was
you said at the start of combat. It's like theater mind, you are 60 feet away when this happened.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
so 30 feet.
So it's just gonna scream. It's just roaring and screaming at you, as it will with like black smoke lolling out of its or sort of rolling off of its mouth.
Yeah.
As you see, like very clearly, plants are dying under. Any living plants that he's walking over die as the smoke makes contact with them.
Yeah.
Oh. I wonder if he's a natural beast of the Circle of Desolation.
Might be. Who knows?
Maybe. Now it's back to your turn.
Yes. Since I don't have any.
Stay lane, win games. Shoot it with more arrows and stay away from it.
Yeah, I don't have any. I have a blunderbuss, but I don't have any ammo for it.
Yeah. Plus, a blunderbuss would heavily damage the hide.
That another thing.
Yeah.
Miss.
Oh, a miss.
Do you have extra attack?
She does.
Yeah.
Ooh, this.
At that point, it's roll 20's like, no, you're keeping that 11.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is why I always enable 3D dice, because it's so much kinder.
He's in with 30 feet now.
Yeah, after.
Is that the end of your turn?
I don't have a bonus action that doesn't include spells, and I want this hide to be as pristine as possible.
So,
Well-
backing up 30 feet again.
Yep. And that's where rangers come in with hunters, Mark, because it doesn't deal non-weapon damage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, she's going to yell at them. This is my hunt. Back up.
No,
God.
there's no other creature. No. Don't worry.
Okay.
Yeah, 60 feet closer to you. Unless you... Sorry, are you moving away?
Can I continue moving?
That's your decision.
He's saying
'cause-
yes.
If so, then yeah, I'll continue moving 30 feet.
Alright then. And it will try to hide in the shrubbery.
He has to beat a 20
Passive, yeah.
passive. That's what it's called.
Jesus Christ, he rolled high. He
I
hides
still-
in the... He hides, but you smell him.
Literally. You see the thick lines too. It's like, how's that even possible?
You also
Yeah,
see
just
the
follow-
black smoke.
No, you'll hit it.
Yeah.
Doesn't this being have smell imposed stealth disadvantage?
Oh, unless it specifies from the monster index of like that stat block, I wouldn't be disadvantaged on stealth. Unless like your character happens to have advantage on spell checks.
I mean,
I
it's
have to be
roughly
advantage either way.
What do you roll on it, Ed?
So let's see here. Sorry. Is that the end of your turn, Hajime?
He moved 30 feet. He moved and hid, or he hid. So it's back to my turn. Just gonna make more bow attacks since I can see and smell him.
All right. Hits.
And the second one,
That actually misses because of the shrubbery he's hiding behind.
oh, he gains a small boon or bonus.
Is it half cover or 3 quarter?
It's treated as half cover.
So that'd only be
Okay.
a +2. So,
Yeah.
16.
but still, an 18 should hit.
18 does
Oh.
hit, yeah. So
So,
that hits. So that deals 10 damage. All right.
I'll end my turn without moving.
All right. And it will try to, seeing that it is now bloodied, it will run the fuck away. So it will use its action to dash away.
Okay.
Get back here, you son of a bitch!
So let's see here. Just measuring out how it would be because I work better with
Visual
visual
sight.
representations.
Don't we all?
It will move it'll move 60 feet away, going to 120 feet away from you.
Okay.
Actually, yeah. Will it? Big, tasty, delicious small snack? Or possible death? Delicious snack? Or possible death?
I'd say roll a flip a coin.
Wisdom.
Yeah, wisdom check to see how smart it is.
This one did not. This one is not very good when it comes to the genetic. Didn't come very well
Food
with
it
the
is.
food. Small girl, weak.
Yes, it is time. to
It's
gargle the
thinking. Small
tiny-
girl, weak. Weak, easy food.
She is surprisingly muscular for how small she is, so there's a lot of meat.
It looks at small. It doesn't. It does not know anatomy.
Yeah. So that'll end its turn. As it'll just it'll dash towards you, and I need you to make a Constitution saving throw. As now you smell the absolute glory that is the Catiblepus. Ooh. So you're poisoned for until the next turn. As you just get a full blast of it, and you swear you hear it coming from its rear end.
How lovely.
Just a.
Just a tiny tube.
And you swear it got a little bit warmer, and that'll end its turn.
Well, hey,
Because of my Plague Bearer's ring, I gain resistance to poison damage. I don't think that counts as poison
Nope.
condition.
Nope,
Okay.
does not apply to the poison condition. You are still poisoned.
Okay.
yeah, if I remember correctly, it's just poison damage, not to get you know. Anyways,
Okay.
well, now you point blank with it if you got some kind of weapon you're proficient
Ooh.
with that's melee.
I don't have any non-magical melee weapons, but I do have a familiar that doesn't do non-magical yet.
So do you want to summon them?
I will summon my familiar and kind of position it a couple of feet away.
Alright. Which exact position? Like, so that way it's flanking or what?
Behind behind it, above it.
Yeah, kind of flanking. Flanking would be like right here.
Alright. And let's see here. So, and it rolled its own initiative.
3.
Yeah, not that impressive. But nevertheless. Alright.
That uses my action if I'm correct.
Yes, that uses your action.
So I will. I'll end my turn there.
Alright then. It will then swing its tail at you. Let's see here. I take it
Misses.
13 does not hit. Okay. And that, as it misses the first time, it will end its turn there. Now it's Yana's turn.
Let me open up the character sheet. That's Yana. It'll make a slashing attack. It can only do one of them. One slashing, but advantage since we are flanking. Flank.
Yes. So roll. Ooh,
Natural
crit.
20.
Roll for damage.
Finish it up. Finish it up.
Oh, that's nasty, but it wouldn't finish it off.
Okay.
How did
I-
what CR is this creature? I've never seen it.
5.
Wow, I need to.
And these are
Considering that
one of the
we're,
many native monstrosities in this region.
Yeah, considering we're level
But it does
5.
hurt it a good bit. So so as it sort of swings and misses at you, your familiar latches onto its leg and starts bending it apart, causing it to stumble a great bit and lose a lot of blood. That was a hefty amount of damage, and I think it is healed for all that damage. Yes, if it was already
Yep.
wounded, but
And
it's not. So.
If it was wounded at all, it heals for damage equal to the amount it dishes out.
Yeah. I believe that will that end its turn?
I could hide as a bonus action.
It could hide?
Yes, when the Bloodless Wanderer is indistinguishable from any normal plant. Let me just hang it. Natural Visage. I did it 3 times. My mistake.
It's fine. Okay. Make it roll stealth. Because there's plenty of plant life for it to hide in.
It does not have proficiency with stealth, so that's just a dex, right?
Yes.
Yep, just dex check.
That is a straight dexterity. Okay. It tries to hide in there. The blood all over that it seems to be absorbing does not help. Is that
Okay.
all?
That is it.
Hazard Mate, it's now your turn.
Do I have let's see, we have the Sorrow, Blunderbuss, Healing Spirit, Starburst, Bow,
Do you have a
Fire.
spear?
Should I have a spear? I don't remember.
Well, I'll just say this, spears will also not heavily damage it. And javelins.
And javelins.
As long as it's used from melee. So
Mhm.
basically, weapons that deal piercing damage will not damage the hide as much as a slashing weapon.
So here's something interesting. Because of my Weapon Master signature weapon feat, I can choose to do one or two types of. I can choose two different types of damage, and I have slashing and bludgeoning. If I were to do bludgeoning, would that also proc the secondary damage? And,
It would.
Okay. So, never mind then. I think I'm just going to eat uh, an attack of opportunity and move 5 or 10 feet away from the creature. So I'm not at. Well, I'm flanking, and if I were to hit with a bow, that would cancel out the disadvantage.
Yes, it would.
So
Treating it as normal.
So I actually don't need to. So I'll roll my bow 2 more times.
Alright, that hits.
And
That also hits. Roll for damage.
not so bad.
Alright. It is bloody. It is barely standing. But it's still standing.
And I end my turn.
Alright. The catapult pass will make one attack of desperation against you. Shit, that's 20 on the other side. 15? Misses, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's just take a look at how much damage it would have dealt. Oh dear. Oh dear, he just DC'd. Give him a moment.
Hello?
Hello?
Who DC'd?
Someone.
Oh, something weird happened. Oh yeah. Oh no, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
Lamb Chopper DC'd.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
think. Yeah. So that's how much damage. That's how much damage it deals.
If it hit.
And you would have had to. Yeah, you would have had to make a con save or be stunned. These things are deadly.
Ooh. Okay.
It is CR pot, so yeah.
And
I'm
it's
glad
single
it didn't. So it's now Yana's turn.
Yes. Also, it does it. Actually, hold on.
What are you checking?
All right. It does need to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh yeah.
Hello
because
there?
of your,
Yeah, because of the gas. The glorious gas. That succeeds. It is now, and also you need to Hajime needs to make a con save
So it's the start
as
of
well.
your turn when you start.
At the end of their next turn.
Oh, okay.
Actually, is it? No, it's at the start of your creature's next turn, and successively, all that. So roll con save. Yeah, you're no longer poisoned for at least an hour, and your creature and your familiar is immune to it for 1 hour.
Oh wait, my creature is immune to poison condition.
Is it? Oh, my apologies.
Can,
No, it's immune to exhaustion, frightened, and charmed conditions.
oh, it's resist. It's resist. It's the difference between damage and condition. It's resistant
Yes.
to poison, but not the condition.
Just like how I have
Yes.
advantage on poison saving throws, but I'm not I'm not immune to poison condition.
Okay, so it will attack normally then.
Yes. So, now it is also Actually, no, it attacks with an advantage because.
Oh,
Okay.
because it passed the check.
Yeah, because it passed the check, it is not poisoned.
Okay.
It is immune for the next hour. Yeah, right. So 28 hits. Roll for damage.
8 slashing plus 7 piercing.
All right. How do you want it to do this?
I kind of want it to grasp the neck with one of its thorny vines, and just kind of slash it while uncurling it, like
what?
slitting the neck.
Ah, okay. So it does so, releasing a spray of blood that splashes against the ground. The beast sort of hobbles to the side and collapses
An object
over,
that day.
sputtering, seizing and shaking. Not exactly aware of what just happened, but yeah, a successful hunt has occurred.
So I want to do something a little fucky. So,
Mm-hmm.
you said this was a CR5, right?
It is also a monstrosity. Yes.
When the Wanderer is touching a corpse of a beast, humanoid, or monstrosity with a CR equal to half your level or less, it can use its action to enter and animate the body like a puppet.
All right. What is your warlock level?
It's warlock level, not my total level.
Yeah, that's a.
That's how I'm ruling it. Otherwise,
Yeah, that'd be really powerful if you could just. Yeah.
Now, if you were a pure warlock, that's a completely different story. You'd totally be able to do that,
how
but
many levels into warlock
not
do
with
you
this.
actually have?
I have 5 levels in the warlock.
No.
So I could do a CR 2.5, 3 at the maximum.
CR2, I think, is the maximum that you can do.
Yeah, because I think it's
Okay.
rounded down. Usually. So
It is rounded down.
Yeah, it's always rounded down.
Okay, so I'm going to can my familiar help me carve this creature?
Does it have a form of slashing damage and does that damage not deal in any sort of elemental or energy-based damage?
The vine lash does slashing and piercing.
Then it can, and it can, and if you desire it to assist you, it will.
Okay,
So make a survival check with advantage. The DC is going to be a bit high because the hide
It's a bit tough.
was very resilient. Yeah, it's resilient and tough.
31.
That doesn't matter because, of course,
Expertise
you
in
managed
survival.
to very easily dissect it, and you get a good look at its muscular system. It's less fat than what you were expecting. With the image, you were expecting, very fat, dummy thick, but it's thick in a healthy manner, and that being, all the fat is stored in the back, much like a camel. However, everything else is just pure muscle. In fact, even the tail itself is muscle. It's just a mass of bone and muscle. And you also find something else inside between the lungs. Appears to almost like that. Let's see here. You see a mass of flesh and crystalline structure.
Inside
It appears to let out this black haze, hazy smoke.
Okay.
If you like, roll an Arcana with disadvantage because
This is awesome.
this is a monstrosity, and this is strange even for you. See if you can make immediate heads or tails of this.
Okay. I'm kind of waiting for my opportunity to try out my new subclass, because I get to add my proficiency bonus to nature checks.
This is an unnatural creature. This is a monstrosity. Creatures that were made so. Yeah, it would not apply to this.
14.
So 14. You sort of take a look at it, and you, before you touch it, you sort of grab like a nearby branch, dead branch, and place, and sort of poke at it, as it shrivels up upon contact. You don't know what the name of this sort of organ is, but it appears to be able to cause things to decay very rapidly. It's very potent.
If I were to take this to a xeno-alchemist, pray tell I even find one, would I be able to get this implanted inside of me?
You could, however, only if you're resistant to necrotic damage.
I am.
No, naturally resistant.
Naturally resistant.
Because they're going to put you on a
probably have a few
and this
more
is
benefits.
radiating, and this is emitting a unhealthy amount of necrotic damage that, while it does not harm the inner organs of this creature even after death, it's still very dangerous to even touch.
Yeah, so
Though the sort of damage it would cause to the environment would be, well, as you look around, that's probably why many of this forest is, dead.
dead or dying.
Dead or dying, yeah.
At higher levels in my warlock patron, I gain resistance to necrotic,
Yeah, so,
but not.
Or if your patron gives, or if a subclass gives it to you, yeah.
yeah. But for now, do you have any means of bottling it, just so it doesn't
Like putting it-
affect the land?
I'd say, in terms of how big it is, it's about as big as a, let's see here, a cucumber. It's about as long. Sorry, it's about as big as a cucumber and about as wide as a basketball. Basketball.
I have. Would I be able?
Or sorry, football. Sorry, football. My bad, football. Getting proportions wrong. I'm not talking about American football. I'm talking about real football.
Oh, the football.
Football.
Yes. Goddamn Americans.
Hey.
So, if I were to store this in a bag of holding, until I can get transferred to a bag of holding, would I be able to do that?
I mean, if you want to make everything in the bag of holding completely reek forever.
Not really. It would. I'll just say this: it'll cause any organic object inside the bag of holding to ripen much quicker. So if you have any fruits, vegetables, rations, any hide or anything like that, it's gonna ripen much quicker.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, hide that is not from this
However,
creature.
It may also cause it into the rotting stage much faster as
Exactly,
well. So
ripen
keep-
and eventually
keep an eye
rot.
on timing.
Yeah.
So,
You know how the saying how one bad apple ruins the bunch, spoils the bunch. Yeah, that's true because chemicals that it releases and stuff like that. But anyways, yeah, same thing applies for the organ. One bad organ will ruin everything inside if you leave it in there for too long.
I don't have any organic materials in my bag of holding.
Do you have any inorganic, an inorganic storage compartment for this?
Are you saying that he has other organs?
Sorry, could you repeat that?
Yeah.
Philip?
Did not.
I said, are you saying that she has other organs?
Is it me or is Flower being this extra
Could-
quiet?
Could you repeat that a bit? Actually, hold on.
Never mind, I was making a bad joke.
Oh.
That's a bad joke that I could probably clear up in post. Oh well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I'm quieter because for some reason there's a lot of feedback.
Actually, using it to age alcohol faster is a very fucking interesting idea, actually. Yes, if you
Cool.
can't do that.
Yeah.
That's sick.
Though you also have to worry about the fact that it's also radiating necrotic energy, which
You also may
kind of
have
like
to get it better
radiation.
with, or any other kind of alcohol case it gets any extra fucking
Well,
Tira
necrotic
bacteria
is-
in this. I don't imagine that this is exactly safe.
well,
This could aid in the how do you say, speeding up the process of aging alcohols, but it can also be very dangerous. That's the trade-off there.
Yeah. So
You might want to
Considering-
hire an alchemist.
Yeah.
So I don't have any organic material inside my bag of holding. And my bag of holding isn't like a traditional bag.
It's a traditional bag of holding where everything's kind of floating in a separate away from each other.
Hold on.
Hmm?
checking something.
The rhythm bot decided to get very loud all of a sudden.
That's weird.
Just pop in and out.
Yeah. Okay.
Fiddle with the settings you got it at. Pop in and out.
Well, I turned the volume down on bot. Anyway, so
Yeah, it might have been.
seeing as how I don't have any organic material inside of my trickster's hand, which is basically a reflavored bag of holding that doesn't have any weight to it, with a repercussion of permanent max health. I'd be able to store that until I get a bag, like a separate bag of holding.
Yeah.
Or bag
Or
of
a,
holding.
or like a large jar. Glass
I
jar
don't-
specifically.
I don't have any jars on me, unless you count the jars that would be in the herbalism kit.
No, those would not be big enough for this.
Precisely.
I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
As you're trying to shove this thing into the bag.
As you're going to try to shove it in.
If I'm doing it carefully, would I have advantage?
No, it's still trying to, unless you're using your environment to your
Yeah, no.
benefit.
Yeah, like unless you have like the proper means to grab it without using your, bare hands.
My
Or directly.
You got
familiar,
a mage hand?
Oh
my
yeah.
familiar's resistant to necrotic.
Oh, so you can have familiar carry it as you just kind of like try to
Alright.
hold it open.
Then have them roll a Constitution save.
Okay, would they be at advantage though, since they have?
Nope. Not in this
Oh.
case.
Wrong thing.
Let's see. Damage resistances: bludgeoning, piercing, slashing from non-magical attacks, cold, poison, radiant, and necrotic.
Yeah, so it might
Yeah.
it just might reduce the damage. That's about all it do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Con
So
save for how much damage they take. Alright. They succeed and they take 9 points of necrotic damage. As while the creature is not alive, it has lost its potency for now. Since no circulatory system. But it is still dangerous to handle.
okay. I will put it in my bag of holding for now.
And add in that you have Catobelpus. Yeah. Herblip.
I
Bit.
I just put it as
You
necrotic organ just for
Yeah.
Decaying organ is what I'm gonna.
simpler names are a lot easier. Because pronunciation can be a bitch sometimes.
Decaying or
that.
Death lung. Yeah, there we go. Death lung. You gotta just said death lung.
Deathlong will be fine, but there are other creatures that have Deathlongs. Catoblepis or Catoblepas are just the ones that have they're able to find now.
Yeah. But, okay.
And also put in that you have, see here, what is it? Oh god, yeah, you have 45 pounds of Catoblepis hide.
It's a lot of leather.
Yeah, but it also comes from a large creature.
Yeah.
Okay. Is Flint wearing any notable armor?
Yep. A
Is-
mithril fucking masterwork thing. It's a bunch of bullshit right now.
Mithril
But there is the
chain
scarecrow body
shirt.
that could be worked on, and it could probably gain acid resistance from the material you've got there. Which is the way you could probably mess with that.
Yeah, the thing you notice about the hide is that while it's very strong, it's also somewhat spongy. Probably to absorb any sort of necrotic damage from its death lung.
Okay. She'll roll up the hide and store it in her trickster's hand.
All
And
right.
any bone or anything that I can get from it that I can sell.
Another survival check to basically
She-
field dress this creature.
Because she's a druid, she's not going to leave any notable body part or non-salvageable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't
I
imagine.
mean,
it's
you
good
could
to
bury
see.
the entire creatures, what remains,
Yeah, you can bury
but
the
that's up to
neighbors.
you.
Yeah, they could be respectful or harvest what you can and just, let the rest.
Yeah.
degrade into there.
If you bury it, the land will probably, heal a bit faster. But
Actually, Actually,
Yeah. Do you want to bury it and help have it act as a fertilizer to help restore the land a little bit quicker, or do you want to get some bones before you do so? Because I think
yeah, because aside from a very
Use
small
as
handful
much
of
of the
creatures,
you can and plant the flesh.
yeah, because aside from the the obvious small handful, monstrosities are not treated as natural creatures.
in fact,
Most of them are unnatural.
yeah, it's
This
what I-
being one of them.
Yeah, probably be one of those cases where the druid would even agree to be like, yeah, kill those things. Those things aren't supposed to be in the land.
Except with circle desolation. They're fine with those.
yeah. Well, that's kind of a notable exception.
Yeah, creatures like owlbears, bullets, they're treated as part of the natural wildlife generally, unless they're in regions they're not supposed to be in.
Okay, so I will collect the bone, kind of the tail, because I have a feeling the tail could be made into like a bludgeoning weapon.
Or a really, really good
Okay.
whip.
Make
Or-
a survival check.
Actually, it looks like it could be made into a flail or morning star rather than a.
It depends.
Or it could be
yeah.
used to make. Yeah, it's all up to your imagination.
I will.
I'd imagine making
I
a really
will-
good spear.
Yeah.
It's about as big as an American football. So, yeah.
I will have my familiar continue to help me, so advantage.
Roll. 34. You easily field dress it, give the whole 9 yards. You notice the flesh is actually very, it's very tough. Like, this thing is very, very, this creature is very stocky and very strong, judging by the tenderness of the flesh and not tenderness, the toughness of the flesh and how strong the tendons are.
So make them into beef jerky.
You could, if you want.
I'll
Or you can make it into a delicacy. But the thing that's certainly catching your eye is the blood. I do need to make a wisdom saving throw against the blood.
I don't think
Oh.
that would be the type of blood you would want to drink
Adjusting.
of.
Yeah, as you are adjusting to your newfound freedom.
Okay. 24.
You look at it and you're like, wait, why am I staring at it? As you notice that some flies start to fly around, you quickly bat them away and get back to field dressing.
Okay.
So do you want to know how much? Do you want to know how much flesh you have on the ground and bone?
Sure.
So in total, this creature weighs about, I'd say, 3 tons.
Okay.
Just to put into perspective, so
I have a 20 strength as of right now, so I don't think I'll be able to carry all of that. So I will take as much. That tail is interesting. And
here's the thing: most of the weight, it does exist. The weight, it does also come from the bone, but and also the fat and flesh. But it's certainly more in the in the bone. The bones are much heavier. So let me just let's see here. So you're dealing with. Let's see. Oh, that's the. Sorry about that. So you're dealing with 2,000 pounds of 2,000 pounds of flesh and organ, and 3,955 pounds of bone.
I don't need all that. I'll probably take like 50 pounds of flesh and a couple of like notable bones.
Like the whole entire base of its tail.
I'm taking its tail, a femur or two, and its skull, its head.
All right. Easy enough. The head weighs about 15 pounds.
Okay.
A single femur and then.
And let's see. The femur will weigh. Get this. A lot. 50 pounds for the femur.
Mm-hmm.
And for the tail, 10 pounds.
Okay.
Because it's very much, very thick. Very muscular and very strong.
I wonder what kind of damage a barbarian would deal by throwing these femurs as improvised weapons. 15 pounds being thrown at your face doesn't sound like it would be that great for you.
It'd probably be labeled as a maul, if anything.
No. Well, the tail, you could make it into a maul, a flail if you want. Really, the sky is the limit. Either way, with the femur, and after field dressing it, you could definitely tell that this one was male, which makes sense for how territorial it was. As the males are the ones that are generally more territorial. They put into perspective how I'm ruling how they exist in nature. They're kind of like a rhinoceros. They mate in pairs, and at least you didn't break some poor female Bleepaw's mate. Because yeah.
But yeah. So I'm assuming you probably bury that thing after you grab what you need.
Yeah.
Yeah, not gonna have you roll for that. But yeah, you managed to easily bury it. It takes you a good bit, and you notice that you definitely don't smell well. In fact, you think that the smell of the beast probably is starting to linger on you. You might need to take a bath in a lot of tomato paste just to get it out of your hair,
Okay.
out of your hair alone.
Oh, her nice hair. She's gonna curse the creature. Oh, before. Oh.
Before what? You lose train of thought?
Okay. Uh, the music just cut out for a second, and I thought I DC'd.
Oh.
Nah, I'm just switching it out to something more peaceful.
Okay. So before I do bury it, when it's still kind of fresh-ish, I'm just going to dip my pinky in its blood and take a taste of it.
Make a wisdom saving throw with disadvantage because you're directly drinking the blood, even if it's a drop. And you're not, you don't have the practice to get used to this sort of sensation.
Okay. Hold on. One wisdom disadvantage coming up.
Mm-hmm. So as you dip it in, you're expecting something like very sickly sweet. No, sickly sweet, like something very bitter, almost like coffee. But it just, how do I put this? You were expecting chocolate chip cookies. You got oatmeal raisins.
Hey, oatmeal raisin is delicious.
Yeah, but when you're already expecting another flavor, it's a bit disorienting. Disorienting. Disorienting.
That's just kind of a thing in general. You expect one flavor and get another, you gotta. Oh, wait, what?
Anyway.
I'm going. So, how? Just for the sake of expediency and all that stuff, I'm gonna bottle. In a vial or two. I'm gonna take a vial from my herbalism kit, which I know there's vials in it.
Yeah, survival check though, because it's been a while. Normally, please.
Okay.
And then we'll move on. Because your thing took a bit. 34.
Yeah.
Difficult. You have to you kind of have to make sure that the puddle doesn't pick up any dirt or anything like that. But yeah. So. Yep. So at the end, then you return to the city. You get multiple. You're informed by the Inquisition that there have been multiple complaints about your hygiene.
She will. She will say. During my hunt, I encountered a Cobblepus, whatever the name.
They'll just say that they don't care. They just want you because you're heroes and all, but they won't bathe you. They're only going to cover things like, the actual hotel, the inn itself, and things because they feel bad. They're not going to be your babysitters. Basically, is how they're gonna word it.
I mean, she'd be on her way back home to scrub herself, so before she got to work on the armor.
All right. Well, either way, we'll just move on from that. A lamb chopper, or actually, does anyone else have anything they want to do beforehand? Before Flint?
I just wanted to get the prepping of seeing how it's probably after I was done shopping, I wanted to start at least making some get the prepping to start making
some brew.
Yeah, some brew, some ale.
All right, roll your tools.
Yep.
Oh dear, doggo's getting feisty. Fire's getting feisty.
That's my doggo. Get out there.
32.
Doing a
32.
Is your doggo also doing the same because your doggo heard a bark over the mic?
No, he goes borf anyways. And
how do you have a 16?
He chose a feat for master brewer.
That was the only one I could find that could give me expertise to tools.
But even if you have a +5 to your check,
Oh,
it should.
I took the Tome of Understanding for my very rare.
Tome of oh, I get it now.
Yeah. Yeah,
You have a 20.
yeah, I have a
You have
22, so.
Even more potent of a cleric. So, congratulations. Also, scary. Moving on. So, you managed to get started. You dice some the necessary plants and roots in order to, for the beer.
Yeah.
Is that all? All you have is time.
Yeah, now you just gotta wait for it to. It's roughly gonna take anywhere from 17 to 14 days, depending on how well, because if it is just standard ale, that's how long it takes. For whiskey, it turns out
Yeah.
like the minimum year you need for a casket is like 2, so
Yeah.
not too bad comparatively.
So,
But
is that all?
I mean, with the night wrapping up, actually Norlai would probably check on the eldest sibling, because probably would have heard about him getting closer through just letters, and just send letters and check up on him and just be like, what are hard rumors, probably.
Yeah, understandable.
Yeah, so, like,
Yeah.
it's not like she avoids contact with family, she just really keeps in contact because of just...
She's focused on work.
Yeah. So, she's out of the loop, and she probably would have heard rumors about, like, him coming here and just been like, oh, I can send him a letter.
Yep. And alright. So anyone else before Lamb Chopper?
Oh, there's one thing I want to do.
Oh yeah. Sure.
I want to do some more experiments on that mana potion.
Alright, go ahead. What would you like to do?
So, I'd like to see if I can.
One
use
moment,
some
what?
sort of-
One moment.
A lot of barking. Yeah, Flint, can you mute yourself while Dark is barking? So.
It's alright, I lowered the him on my end. Oh, okay. So continue.
I'm wondering if I can use some sort of chromatography to get a better sense of what's in that potion. I was thinking of using some sort of distillation method, but I'm worried that would destroy the mana potion, so I'm saving that for last.
I mean, you could probably get more samples.
Well, that's true, now that we're in town.
Yeah, you're in a town. Well, the Averni Union's a good place, but it's not that good. There's always a mana dealer somewhere for those who are not able to cast spells.
Yeah. So I'm thinking chromatography, then a distillation method, and then a chromatography on the result.
Alright. Alright. That will require your alchemist supplies. Yep. Alchemist supplies, check please.
Intelligence, I presume?
Intelligence based, yes.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Alright, 23. You're expecting it to be a lot easier than. I mean, it's a street drug that most people can easily find in any corner. I mean, how hard could it be? You think at first, as for some reason, when you apply a chromatography test, the fluid stain on the paper actually glows slightly, even in the night, or even in the light,
Ooh, I'm definitely gonna hit that with the detect
as
magic.
it begins to then actually smoke, or like expend some sort of smoke before, as it just immediately is engulfed in flame. Which is an easy thing to fix. As you try it again, knowing what to do before making a guesstimation that probably is because of an exposure to light is probably the cause that of the thing having a chemical reaction in that manner, as it excuse me. Let me just grab a cup. Let me just drink some water real quick.
Yeah, while Mask was doing his thing, I found like a neat aging chart for moonside and whiskey.
Yeah,
It's pretty handy.
good stuff. Yeah, might want to pop it onto resources and you know what, yeah, I'll pin it.
Yeah,
Just so that way it's easier to find. Or you know what, I'll just pin it from the Thursday group.
yeah.
Just so that way it's easier. Anyway, so excuse me. It's almost yeah, it appears to be very sensitive to light, which might be one of the reasons it's difficult. As you know, you kind of need to be able to see it in order to make out the color. So, let's see here. One of the steps that you're going to have to overcome will be a light that does not cause it to ignite. Which, I'll say this, I need to ask, what cantrips do you have available? Hello?
I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Flutter?
Sorry.
What cantrips do you have available to you?
I have Thaumaturgy, Prestidigitation, Scribe, Dawn Flame Blade, and Pistol Whip.
Understood. Alright. Well, you can probably guess that with your knowledge of magic, maybe a light spell, a light cantrip might work. Or maybe just a concentrated area using a fire-based light. One of the two.
Yeah. I also have can I cast when the thing catches fire? Can I cast absorb elements on that?
You might, if you want to recreate the effects, sure.
Yeah. In a second. I also have detect evil and good, detect magic. Let's see. Identify. Locate object, and that's it as far as that's here.
I mean, casting Identify and Detect Magic would be a great start.
Alright. You said detect evil and good?
Yeah. Pardon?
Sorry, did you say you were casting detect evil and good?
No. I thought I cast detect magic before I did the chromatography.
Oh. Actually, if that's alright, then you'd notice a combination of basically every single school of magic in that single line. So it's a bit difficult to discern there.
Oh, that's actually really interesting.
And you said you were going to cast Detect Evil and Good?
No.
I think you were just listing the spells, right, that you had.
My bad.
Yeah.
But,
2 hours from now.
Although
actually. Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry. Actually, what?
Alright. I actually almost forgot because you have the rifle with you. You have Wrath. You do immediately when the flame and the light begins to, when it reaches its most intense, you sense everything goes off all at once. It detects all of them. Fae, Undead, Fiend, and Celestial.
Divine Sense?
Divine Sense. It detects it all.
Detect evil and good?
It detects it all.
Now that's interesting. How can a chemical be evil or good?
Does it say it's neutral or is it both evil and good?
It's not. Detect evil and good doesn't function in that manner, if I recall correctly. I believe it's specifically towards outside. Let me just double check here. Detect evil and good. Detect evil and good. Detect evil and good. Because it doesn't detect
Oh, yeah.
alignment.
Oh yeah, aberration, celestial, elemental, fey, fiend, run down. So it seems kind
Yeah.
of weird to call it detect evil and good.
Yeah, it's a weird name, but either way, it rings when you use detect evil and good. It rings all of them at once. It's almost
That is
blinding, and it's almost like disorienting seeing this happen all at once. Like, okay, like celestial and fey, there's creatures that exist like that. Fiend fey also exist. Fiend aberration, rare, but they also exist. All at once, a bit concerning, but certainly interesting.
Okay, now this is an idea. It's a very risky idea. Um, so I'm going to find out, are there any safety measures for, I'm not going to consume the mana potion, of course, but are there any safeguards for in case of consumption?
There are no known safeguards, as really no one knows exactly how to safeguard it. The discovery of like everything from detect evil and good ringing out at once, that's been found out. That's what's been very much stumping a lot of people, because no one really had to ever. People thought maybe maybe it's the blood of all of these creatures at once, and when they've tried to recreate it, it hasn't worked out at all. It just resulted in just goo. Not even any goo that created a similar result.
So, do one of the questions I have is it like one mysterious supplier that supplies across the world, or is it like do people know how to make it? Huh?
No one knows how to make it. Uh, there's a few suppliers, and even they don't know how to get into contact with them. Their words are that all of them say very along the lines of, "The dealer finds you. You don't find the dealer."
Yeah. So
Okay.
it sounds like a very
Oh.
odd drug.
I'm gonna do something kind of risky. So I'm gonna, so first I'm going to, call for Lenore in case something goes wrong.
All right. She brings her sword.
No, not in case, like, something goes violent, but in case, like, something, like, bad happens to me from what I'm about to do.
Exactly. That's why she's bringing the sword.
You know,
You're gonna
fair point.
You're gonna ingest it. Huh?
No, I'm not going to ingest it. But I'm going to do the thing where it causes the fire again. And then I'm going to put my hand into the fire and cast Absorb Elements.
All right. You do so. As the heat strikes you, it is not fire damage, nor is it necrotic or radiant. You take.
Is it cold damage?
Nope.
Is
You
it
take
lightning
only
damage?
3 points of. You take 3 points of force damage.
Force.
Yes.
Huh.
How is? Huh. I wonder if you're letting, if you're putting like setting the pure magic on fire.
Well, then
Maybe.
there's fire damage.
If that were the case, then it would look different, as most forms of force damage are far more like well, they're not like fire. They're more like how do I put this? Like plasma torches. At least aren't the equivalent, or at least the effect of it, like when it's active,
Huh.
like a straight line. Of course, exceptions being with AOE force spells. Anyways, that aside, you don't take fire damage of any sort. You actually only take force.
Okay, I'll expend 3 points of lay on hands to heal that damage. Hello?
Yeah, we heard you.
Yeah, I heard you.
Okay.
Something fucky's happening with Auntie.
Yeah.
Eddie?
And I thought my bit was going to take a long time. I didn't know we were going to spend so long on this portion.
Well, it's interesting to say the least. I myself am curious, and I wish there was. I wish Roman was in this now, since he's
All right.
he was a criminal, a drug peddler.
All right. There we go.
And an alchemist.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
La-
I can hear you now,
loud,
yeah.
loud
Yeah.
and clear.
Yes, I healed the damage with my lay on hands.
Yeah, we heard you.
All right. Just
I don't know
I
if
didn't hear that, but okay. Yeah, I didn't. So thank you. All right then.
So it heals properly?
It does.
No max.
There doesn't appear to be a scar. Nope.
Okay.
It's almost
In
like a
that
clean
case-
burn.
I'm going to ask Benor what she makes of it.
All right. She's going to roll her own. Let's see here.
-1. It's just natural 1 and 8. Just
Yeah, she has. This is the first time she's ever seen something like this.
Does she want
One
to use
moment.
her most possession reroll?
I'll use mine. I rarely use mine, so.
You should use yours for enemy
So-
attacks.
why?
So 22.
Because it's
Yeah.
fun.
19
He-
or
he
13
could do that when
then.
you're
No, wouldn't it be 22 because you already rolled with advantage?
But yeah, true. So 22 in this case. So she looks at it. Yeah, she still has. She cannot make heads or tails of it. This kind of reminds her of the. She stops herself before she says anything, and she wants to pick her words carefully. It reminds her of certain. Let's see. What? It reminds her of certain. Sorry, I had to think myself. This reminds her of certain chemical. It reminds her. Sorry, the effect of this of this drug is very similar to a drug that you've taken. That you yourself have taken after the duel with her. The one
I figured there was some similar.
That-
Yeah.
that gave you back all your spell slots. Yeah. Except in this case, She's expecting it to be far more raw, far more unrefined. This isn't something else entirely else.
So it's
Have
something
you found the
different.
potion
She
of
has
brew
no
wild
idea.
magic sorcery yet? This
Nope.
feels like it's a
Not even.
drink it.
But yeah, she. This is something else entirely, and from what she can tell, it is in no way similar to her own people's form of mana that is non-addictive and, well, doesn't provide those side effects that you probably would have mentioned to her.
Great, then there's nothing holding her back from being honest, being completely open about it, as opposed to having to guard her people's secrets. Sweet.
Yeah. She's actually particularly curious about this and asks if you've consumed any of it.
I did not know.
Alright. The only thing she tells you before she takes her leave is good.
Okay, so next up are the chromatography and the distillation methods. Well, I mean, for the chromatography, so lights. As far as magical fire goes, I've got Bone Strike Blade, which might work, but then again, I've also got Prestidigitation and Thaumaturgy, so.
Yeah. I'd say using prestidigitation on like a candle light is easy enough. Yeah. As you know, we're just gonna say you do that because you already succeeded your check. It's easy enough to replicate now, and you perform the safety procedures. Make sure the curtains are off. The only light you have being the candle, and as you place it there, you see that it takes a very. It almost reminds you of oil in its appearance. Like when you see have you ever seen like oil like in water? Oh, it's like a very blackish, purplish, like some greenish tinge as it like light hits it.
I live here. I've been to Boston, yes.
All right. Well, it's less of that as it's sort of like the inverse of it. Very white with an orangey, yellowish hue to it. It's also it's as you and its smell is as it's starting to dry up a little bit, or not dry up, but as it's starting to settle down a bit, it's very pungent. It smells almost of a mass of things: sulfur, flowers, sea water, acid, a massive amounts of things that individually would make sense for like individually it would make sense if it were like of some other planes, but together makes no sense. And the distillation process will require alchemist tools and the rest of the night.
Okay. I'm also going to cross-reference the what I've learned so far from the with the books. What was it called? I'm gonna cross-reference this stuff with my guides to arcane and thaumatic magic.
All right. Roll a roll an Arcana or a religion check.
Arcana or I'm going to use my lost position reroll on that.
That's fine. 27. Cross-reference it, and very similar to like say, how do you put this? To certain sorcerers who are born of fiendish blood, born with demonic blood. It allows them to perform magic, almost like a draconic bloodline sorcerer, but different in their case, who made a pact with a celestial and then studied the arcane. It's like a hodgepodge of all of like multiple extraplanar powers, all converged into a single liquid of sorts. It itself is not magical. There's the thing that would not be the odd thing. It's been done several times. There have been some curious scholars who have done that. But the odd thing is that it itself is non-magical, and it reacts in such a way it becomes magical when exposed to light.
Ooh.
Specifically
That's
sunlight.
Exposed light. That's relevant.
It appears that the other chemicals act as a sort of stabilization or stabilization agents.
Yeah.
With, of course, several other things to making sure that the drug is itself stable and doesn't just blow up when it's injected into someone's veins or consumed or just held in someone's hands. It's
So
very. Yeah. Oh, yes?
No, go ahead. Sorry.
Sorry. That was about it.
Okay, I was just wondering if you could recap the quick just real quick, just the summary.
Alright, so the main ingredient, it looks like, that sort of pulls from from the powers of multiple planes, or it's probably exposed to powers of multiple planes, appears to be unstable when exposed to sunlight.
Yeah.
And what it is, and or several other chemicals and some bonding agents appear to stabilize it and prevent it from exploding all willy-nilly.
Yeah. No, I mean the side bit before that about the guy.
Oh, like there's been like people who have people born with like demonic blood or in their veins, as only devils can sire, tieflings. There's no demonic tieflings, or if there are, they're mostly of devilish blood. Demonic blood is sorry. Rewinding back to on track. Like there's a case of like one guy who was a fiendish sorcerer of demonic bloodline, but he dabbled in making a pact with Celestial for some power. Oh, one moment. Studying a little bit into arcane magic and druidicism, a bunch of pulling from a bit of everywhere, and it sort of resulted in his magic being very not wild. It's just
Unique.
pulling from basically, yeah, you know, else's, but it was certainly a unique case study. Which, at the very end of the day, might have been his own intent.
Yeah. And what did you do that was that turned magical when exposed to sunlight?
Oh, the drug, the chemical became magical when exposed to sunlight.
Okay.
When not exposed to direct sunlight, it was just some sort of thing. It's just an object like any other. Only residual magic that not uncommon.
Okay.
Nothing notable.
Okay, cool. Well, next up is just the distillation method.
Alright, and finally, unless somebody else has something else, and Flint. Wow, Chopper, what is Flint, would Flint like to do?
But just kind of Flint spends the night uh, grabs some a quill parchment and tries to put his past and feelings into words. I would like him to roll a DC 20 wisdom save.
May do so.
I can't.
Oh, right, I'll
roll
do it.
20 doesn't work.
Yeah, you gotta roll for it.
My bad. Yeah, that's a failure with a 10.
He completely fails as he just kind of he fails to capture anything and digs up memories that just kind of send him crying. It just hurts. It's
Alright.
frustrating to try to put it down into words. And after a while of attempting and failing to do this, he picks up his father's violin and proceeds to play a old lullaby he used to be. If he used to listen to
Alright.
at home. As it gets its
Perform
most
it.
quietest, as it gets its quietest, it is cut by the howling of wolves and sounds of flesh getting ripped open. This gives him an idea on how to finally convey his feelings somehow, and he begins to compose a new song. He stays up all night trying to compose it. I will take 1 point of exhaustion.
Alright.
And I thought I was gonna have the longer bit. Jeebus bit.
That was
Funny how
relatively
that-
brief.
Funny how that works.
Are we all like within like in the same building, or like we all?
Same building where the walls are thick for the privacy of people of their
So nobody else would. So nobody
it's
else,
the
so
walls are
nobody else would
thick.
go. Right.
I'd imagine by this point, since it's late at night, I'd bet you probably we'd all be in the same building at the same time. It's just that we're off in a little worlds. Like you might hear Benor coming and entering from the door. You might hear
Maybe the odd whiff.
um, you might hear Flint play the violin. You might smell Hajime. She's reeking right now.
The sounds of servants coming up or not servants, like inquisitors, informing her, saying like, we're here to protect you and all, but we're not your babysitters. We're not gonna clean up after you. Good God, even if we want to, God, why? Yeah, you kind of separate into your own worlds.
Yeah. So that's going
Actually.
because out of character, I was going to ask if Flint would like some company.
Right. Well, as Is Flint going to accept company before he goes to bed?
In talking smack, just I didn't imagine this entire. I was gonna do that after this entire this long period, which ended up taking a lot longer than I thought for.
Well, okay, so Vera, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw without your aura bonus. This is not a harmful effect, nor is it, but it is magical, so you do have advantage.
Well, no, I don't have advantage because my shield is in the shop.
Ah, right, true. My bad. So yes, you can. So roll normally, wisdom save. 24.
Can I roll to work on the armor?
Leather workers' tools.
Mm-hmm. Would I have advantage because of my dressmaker?
No. Making
Okay.
a dress and making armor are two completely different things.
I mean, you got a point.
Yeah. Similar in certain techniques, but not the same. 34, okay. You start making your work on your armor. Start tanning the hide. It's good. You get some complaints from some people around about the smell, so you're forced to do it out in the middle of outside of city limits. But you can safely say that there's no creature that's willing to get close to that. Like, good lord.
So for the treating, I do want to specifically treat it to do the poison acid resistance.
Okay, I'm assuming that. So that's why I told you. So that's why it's going to succeed. And you'll notice some changes in the morning. Vera, as you're enjoying a pleasant sleep, you find something pulling at you. An odd feeling that you haven't felt since you first created, first since you first, since you first, since you casted your first spell as a paladin. This sort of strange and somewhat familiar presence pulling at you. Do you give in or do you resist it?
I'm going to give in.
Alright. You do so as you find yourself experiencing a vision. You see you see the sky at first, as you notice you've used, as this head is looking around, and everywhere is sky. Everywhere there are stars and odd clouds in the sky. Basically, stardust and stars, and space, and inky black void. And you hear a crackle of thunder and lightning coming from behind you. You see a
Very,
black
very frightening.
You see a black formless hand sort of reach out towards it and begins to sort of almost beckon it to itself. You see the hand itself is very slimy in its texture, very much odd in its appearance. 3 fingers, 1 thumb. As it does so, you see the lightning almost trail off and bounce against its skin. Trail off, bounce against the floor, eventually striking against them, bouncing up its skin. You see as it looks down at itself a mass of flesh and eyes and teeth and feathers and horns all across its body. Sort of it's almost shifting as you look at it, taking the form of taking different parts of different creatures. You see that as its hand begins to change, and you see it begin to almost take the form of a rod of metal before it shifts and turns into pure electrical energy. As it just looks around, you feel content, at ease,
Well, that's a first.
at peace. And then you hear singing. A very pleasant song. Sounds like a woman. As the creature sort of looks over, it sort of pulls its head over a ledge, and you see underneath you a woman clad in plate armor and cloth, with these golden glowing wings, and a thick and very bright halo around their head. It appears to just as appears to be driving its halberd into some sort of similar creature, yet certainly different. You feel hunger very foreign to you. As it just stares and stares, you hear stomach growl, this unholy, inhuman, abhorrent growl. This woman sort of looks up and stares in horror as you're already falling on towards it, arms outstretched on top of it, arms outstretched as your vision turns red and gold. As your vision slowly returns back to you, it appears that the corpse of this angelic being, is disposed of. You see the only thing left of it, a limb, that this creature that you're staring through is consuming. As you hear the sunburst of feathers and wings as it begins to hover over the ground. And
Sorry, I'm
as it
looking from
walks,
the point of- So I'm looking
this
from the point of
creature.
view of a creature?
That appears to have killed an angel, and as it looks over to the corpse of a similar creature to it, it begins to rend. It immediately swoops down and begins to rend and consume this creature as well. And as it stands there, as it finishes killing off this other creature, you feel that same calmness, the same solace that you had before when he was just before he had seen the angel. And then the vision stops as you turn to as you wake up.
I mean, yeah, Flint does pass out eventually. I'm gonna roll another. I'm gonna have you roll another wisdom save.
All right, I'll keep that in mind. As you wake up, what is Vera's reaction to this?
So, just to get this straight, in the dream I was going through some sort of creature. Do I have any idea what it looked like?
It appears to be in almost for a constantly changing mass of inky blackness that was appear to be able to adopt different forms.
Like a changeling?
Similar but drastically different. Changelings can change into creatures that they have seen, but they can't, only to a certain extent. They can't replicate certain effects, like a dragonborn's breath weapon or a elves' ability to naturally resist charms and stuff like that. This one appears to go beyond what a changeling is capable of, beyond whatever that is. And you saw it. You're seeing the perspective of it as it was standing in some sort of floating island in the middle of stardust in space, and then suddenly hearing movement underneath it, jumping out and killing an angel, and then consuming it. Yeah, that very horrific
I got that.
scene.
Well, that's interesting. That was one heck of a dream.
Yeah. Now you find actually that your feels like your hand is almost numb for a brief moment, almost as if you'd slept on it, but you're pretty sure, yeah, you definitely didn't sleep on that. That was, yeah. Though you do notice a strange mark on one of your fingertips.
What kind of mark?
It appears to be a single golden dot.
Not very visible considering the yellow fur, but okay.
Yeah, easy enough to hide, but it's still there. Almost looks like it's solid gold. To the
I'm definitely got. Pardon? We cut out there for a
it's
second.
definitely gold to the untrained eye. I'll just type it out.
Okay. Did I touch any of that solution with that finger?
Nope. It was with you were touching with your palm, if I recall correctly, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no mark there.
Yeah. Just a bit of gold at the tip of the finger. Like a golden wart.
Almost. Basically a small golden wart that's you're easily able to hide in your fur or gauntlets.
I'm gonna ask, I'm gonna see if, I'm gonna see if Flint is up. Because he's
Alright.
a doctor.
Yeah.
And this bears looking at.
Alright.
Well, what time is it now? Is it the next day?
No, it's like the middle of the night. It's like after you passed out. By the way, 7 on your wisdom save.
Did he pass or fail?
Failed.
Then that's going to be another point of exhaustion.
Yeah, 2 points of exhaustion, unfortunately.
Yeah,
that.
he is fucked up right now. Oh.
I get it. He's gonna work himself to death.
Your movement speed is now halved, as you do hear a knock on your door.
Man. And Fear kind of hears sluggish sounds of violin playing and sounds of acid. The clashing of swords, the rending and tearing flesh. Whatever's going on inside there, it sounds like a fucking nightmare.
Do you open the door, Flint?
Tries opening the door, but just kind of ends up falling on his face.
You hear a clatter onto the ground. Do you react?
I'm gonna open the door. Let's see
Alright.
if he's okay.
Make a athletics check because it is locked. Actually, is it locked? No, wait. Yeah, it's locked. Yep.
I don't remember purposely
Oh, you
locking
didn't
the door.
lock it. Okay, then yeah, you easily open it. My bad.
No, this is great, I just woke up, I'm weary. The door's obviously locked, and there's something weird going on in there. 20 athletics.
You kick open the door. Kick open the door. No wood fly from its hinges.
Fortunately, you have now kicked the plant in the face with the door.
Yep. I need. So, what's your strength modifier?
+4.
Okay, then. So, Flint takes 6 points of bludgeoning damage to the face.
Oh, jeez, are you okay?
He's bleeding
kind
from
of struggles
nose.
to get up. It kind
Appears
of
to be
just
bleeding from his nose. He appears to be bleeding from his nose, likely from the door.
I'm going to use my I'm going to use my lay on hands on him to help to heal the damage.
All right, you do so, and you notice that the golden wart appears to shrink almost entirely. Almost. As you use your lay on hands. Let's see here.
Its movements appear to be far more sluggish than Vera usually sees the boy.
So you do not use 4 points from. You do not use 4 points from your lay on hands.
I don't think lay on hands can cure exhaustion.
No, it does not. But I'm just saying that for her, she does not use 4 points from her lay on hands.
6.
So yeah. You expend 6, but you actually spend 2. You heal for the full amount. You only expend 2.
Huh.
Oh dear.
Oh,
The wart's still there. It's just smaller now.
Oh,
okay.
hey.
Hang on.
Yo.
Can we hey, hang on, man. Can we move over to another scene for a second? My dog really needs to go out.
Okay. Well, actually, we're gonna have to call it there because it's a bit late.
Okay.
We'll continue next session. Okay.
I'll be right back then.
All right. So
I love that with my short little thing, I've immediately caused dramatics. I've now made a situation. Wonderful.
you are the situation. Congratulations. Now it's Jersey Shore all over again. God damn.
What the fuck is going? Oh yeah, at people in my background. I can't control that.
Do you want me to stop recording?
Yes, please.